કેમ છો મારા મિત્રો? હું છું તમારો ગુજ્જુભાઈ IELTS વાલા અને આજનો વિડિયો છે ને ગેમ ચેન્જર છે. ગેમ ચેન્જર IELTS રાઇટિંગની દુનિયામાં આજનો વિડિયો એક માઇલસ્ટોન બનશે મિત્રો. અને આ વિડિયોમાં હું તમને બતાવીશ IELTS એસેમાં મિનિમમ 7 બેન્ડ્સ કેવી રીતના આવે છે. આના માટે મેં હમણાં ગયા અઠવાડિયે જ IELTS ની રિયલ એક્ઝામિનેશનની અંદર જે એસે પૂછાયો છે ને તેને લઈને આખો વિડિયો બનાવ્યો છે. તો બિલકુલ ચોંટીને બેસી જાઓ, નોટ અને પેન લઈને બેસી જાઓ અને વિડિયોમાં બતાવેલી એક એક વસ્તુ નોટ કરજો. અને હું ગેરંટી આપું છું કે જો તમે આના પર અમલ કરશો તો 7 બેન્ડ લાવતા તમને કોઈ નહીં રોકી શકે.
Many of the students, like they have actually asked me that, sir, what can be the stand if we have to face an IELTS question that contains positive or negative development? So guys, today I've actually opted out one such essay question which was asked into the IELTS examination in India 2-3 months back. The very first thing is that we have to plan the essay, right? And for that we should actually spend 5 minutes on it. After planning the essay, because see, planning the essay is most important. Why? Because it is not a composition, or we cannot start writing the essay very abruptly without any like preparation, because IELTS essay, the topics of the essay, they demand analytical thought process from the students. Bands are also rewarded on the basis of logical arguments developed by the students. So it is very much necessary for the student to understand that apart from vocabulary, apart from complex sentences, the most important aspect which the examiners are looking for is the logical arguments. How convincingly you are actually advocating your stand with logical arguments is one of the most important ingredient as far as essay writing is concerned. So we should always plan ahead. We should spend around 5 minutes around it. I'll also show you how to plan your essay. Once we plan the essay, we should write the essay, right? We have to write at least 250 words, and therefore we should spend 30 minutes on it. We have to write at least 250 words. Thereafter, after the writing, after completing our essay, we should actually check whatever we have done, right? And again, it is around 5 minutes. So we should check for any probable spelling mistakes, any punctuation errors. Believe me, students, 6 out of 10 students, they never check their essays even in the examination, not during the preparation phase. And this is one of the most prime reason for not getting appropriate bands in IELTS writing. So students, I would request all of you that please always check whatever you have written. So spend around 5 minutes on it, right? So in this manner, you should spend your 40 minutes. Now, let's come down to the very first phase of planning the essay. How to plan the essay? So there should always be, 5 steps. How to plan the essay? So, number 1, decide your writing style. What style, like you are going to adopt, because there are various sorts of writing styles which are prevalent in IELTS. You might be knowing that, one of the essay questions, we need to just discuss the parameters. In other sorts of IELTS questions like agree or disagree, or in this case also, the examiner is asking us very specifically what we believe, what is our opinion, whether we believe that is it a positive development, or whether we believe that it is a negative development, or we believe that no, it is actually a blend of both. So we have to decide the writing style. So in this part, we have to decide it. So let us understand the question first of all. See what the question is. The question says, in many countries around the world, young people decide to leave their parents' home once they finish the school. Now, this is a general concrete statement given in the question. It says that after finishing their schooling, pupils or like students or adolescents, they leave their parents' home, right? And they start living on their own or share a home with their friends or maybe classmates or schoolmates or maybe college mates. They live, as a PG. Now, this statement is already been given into the question. We cannot deviate from it. We cannot deny the fact that students, they are not living, because here in the question itself they already told you that students in some countries or in many countries, young people, they decide to leave their parents' home after finishing the school, and they share an apartment or a living space with their friends in order to pursue their higher studies or maybe do a temporary job, right? So this is a new sort of development. Now the question is that it says, do you believe that this development is for the good for both the parents as well as the student? That is it a positive development, or you see that it actually has a detrimental impact, right? So you need to understand what the question demands. The question demands your stand. The question demands that you have to take a particular position, either positive or negative. So here the style, the writing style, it would be, like opinion essay. It is opinion. You have to clearly state your stand or maybe opinion. The second step is you have to identify the total number of tasks. Okay, you need to identify the total number of tasks. So students, you know that there are 4 band giving criteria as far as IELTS writing is concerned. One of them is TA, that is task achievement, or task response, that is TR, task response. So we need to understand how many tasks which are being actually asked by the question, and that we have to include in our answer. So if you see, the very first part is they are asking us to clear our stand. So this is task number 1, right? Secondly, they have asked us to give reasons for our answer, that is give logical arguments, right? Why you have taken a particular stand, either positive or negative, why you are on a positive side, for example. So you have to give a concrete logical argument, right? You have to give reason to your answer. So this is task number 2. Third is include relevant examples. Not just that you have to give logical reasoning for your stand or position or opinion, but you have to prove it by giving any examples from real life experience from yourself, right? So it is a relevant examples. You have to include the examples also. So this was task number 3. And task number 4 is your answer must contain at least 250 words. So guys, there are 4 tasks which we have discussed. That is, state your opinion, give logical arguments for your opinion, include and prove it by giving lifetime real life examples, and write at least 250 words. So here your total number of tasks, they are 4. You should actually include all these 4 tasks in your answer so that you can get the complete and full bands for your 1 criteria, that is called TR or task achievement. The third step of planning, according to me, is draw a keyword triangle, or write logical for exploring logical arguments. Should be better like this. Guys, this keyword triangle, keyword triangle, I believe that each and every IELTS essay, they are three-dimensional. Okay, and we have to think ahead, like we have to think in advance what opinion I'll take, which side I am going to take. And in order to do that, you have to explore the logical arguments why leaving the parents home after schooling is a positive development or positive thing for the student or for the parents itself, or why it will have a negative impact on it. You have to first of all think on that. So for that, I have a concept of drawing a keyword triangle. This is our style. If you have RightWay students, they know this style. But still, if you're new to this video, I am going to teach you how to think of logical arguments, which is the heart and soul of any of the IELTS essays, which can fetch great bands. So today I'm going to show you how to think and how to draw the keyword triangle, right? So let us draw it. First of all, triangle. Let us draw. Right now it says this triangle it's called a keyword triangle. See, it's called a keyword triangle, right? Keyword triangle. So now what are keywords? So we have to find those keywords into the question, right? So what are the keywords? The keywords are young people decide to leave their parents once they finish their school. It is a keyword, right? So it is our central keyword. Teenagers leave their parents' place to live independently. Right? Okay, right? Now, what can we hear? What we can write? So the question demands, do you believe, is it a positive development, or you believe it is a negative development? What do you think? So this one, guys, this is a central keyword. The teenagers, they leave their parents' place in order to live independently, either for studies or maybe a temporary job or whatever it is. And this new type of trend, do you believe that it is a positive development? That is, it does something good for both the parents as well as students, or actually it has an adverse effect? Okay, so let us think both the sides. Let us think both the sides. Let me draw, like over here. Right, that's fine. Okay. So let us first of all discuss how does this new development has some significant or salient features for both the students, how it benefits the student. So if you say so, like it benefits like number one, sorry, let me just, okay, now it's fine, right? So number one, or let's say benefits students to take care, or to the students to take care of themselves independently. I mean to say, they do not need any of the course, or their parents are not there to take care of them. So they have to take care of themselves independently. So they become self-reliant. This is the thing. They become self-reliant or self-independent. This is the very first thing, right? What can be the next? They do, like household chores, learn new things, meet new people. What all these things do? They will become more mature and develop better understanding, isn't it? So if they do all those household chores themselves, if they learn new things, they meet new people, so all this experience will make them a better human being. They become more mature, they develop like better understanding. So this is also one of the salient features or benefit for the students. So how? Okay, so how the parents are actually benefited by this. I'm writing over here, if you don't mind, students. How the parents? So parents also get extra time, isn't it? So if their children, they leave them, they get extra time to spend with each other. Okay, they can also do, or they can also follow or pursue, let's say pursue their hobbies, because in this case they were so much busy in the actually growing up and nourishing their child, they could not spend enough time after their hobbies, and they also become happy to see their child growth, isn't it? So these are some of the salient features which we can think, because we have a limited time of 5 minutes. So these are some of the things. Well, in the examination, there is no need for you to write all these things. You can actually brainstorm all these things, and you can add some of the keywords over here. But for the sake of this video, and to make you understand the process of planning the essay, actually I am making this a little bit more explanatory, self-explanatory, right? So now let's think of the negative part. What can be the negative part, students? So there are different negative parts. For example, if the students, they don't have any a sort of controlling factor into their lives, they may become little bit let's say lavish. They don't understand all these things, what is good and what is bad. They may fall victim to some bad company. They can also fall victim to some of the addictions like drugs, alcohol. So all these things are negative things for the student. So they may find foul company, right? Foul friends or company. This is also one of the thing. Secondly, they may get victim of vices such as drugs or alcohol, or maybe violence also, let's say. So see guys, this we have actually brainstormed it. This was like draw a keyword triangle for exploring the logical arguments. So now we can see what can be the fourth part of it, like fourth step. What is the fourth step of it? Fourth step. The fourth step of planning is select the most convincing side for your opinion. So this is most important part, which is select the most convincing side. where you're thought better, where you can actually express yourself in one of the most impressive part, where you can find more vocabs, where you can express yourself so that in order to impress the examiner. So here you can see that we have got plenty of positive sides. So here we can decide that, okay, I'll go with the positive development. So you have chosen your actually opinion that you'll take the positive side.
Friends, now that we have planned the essay, it is time for us to write the essay sentence per sentence. Come on, let's start.
Introductory paragraph is the gateway to impress the examiner. This is the very first part of your writing, right, which will fall into the eyes of the examiner. So students, you should not underestimate this part. It is very much necessary for you to cast an impression upon the mindset of the examiner, and this is one of the greatest opportunity. This paragraph brings you that opportunity. Okay, so how to start it? So very first thing, you know what you should include is, first of all, find the keywords inside the question where you have to repeat those words, right, while you write. There are many words, like let's see how many words are there. So let's see, young people, you will repeat this thing repeatedly. You'll use it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times in your essay, in your answer. Parents, home, again you'll repeat it, right? Finish school or living on their own, isn't it? You'll repeat all these things. Positive, negative, you'll repeat all these words. So first of all, let us find out the synonyms. Why? Because if you repeat young people, young people, young people, then you will not get appropriate bands. Why? Because in that case, you're not maintaining the LR, that is lexical resource. Examiner will think that you have limited resources as far as the words and synonyms are concerned. So first of all, if you're a beginner, you don't have that much knowledge of more words into your warehouse, try to brainstorm and write down more and more synonyms. So young people, young, we can write youngster. Adolescent is also nice word. You can write down teenagers. Since it is linked with the school, let us write down student, pupils, isn't it? Then parents, write peer, you can write guardian, and write elders, and family members. These are some of the synonyms, students. Living on their own, you can write independent. This is also one fine word. On living without any interferences, this is also a synonym. Positive, you can write pros, you can write down merits, write down benefits, advantages, lots and lots of words are there. Negative, you can write down cons, demerits, drawbacks, disadvantage, isn't it? Let's say darker side, say adverse effect, and say detrimental effect. Lots and lots of words are there, students. Impact. So first of all, brainstorm all these things, isn't it? Now what you should do in the introductory part.
વરુણ ગધેડા, સોરી ફ્રેન્ડ, સોરી. આ વરુણ છે ને ભાઈ અમારો, એ કહે છે સાહેબ વચ્ચે જઈને તમે તમારા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સને કહો કે આટલા લાંબા લાંબા ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વિડીયોઝ જે આપણે મૂકી રહ્યા છીએ, તો એ વિડીયોઝની અંદર કમસે કમ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સને એટલું તો કહો કે ભાઈ સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરી લે. અરે મારા ભાઈ, સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરી લો ને યાર, નહીં તો આ ગધેડો મારું લોહી પી જશે. કરો સબસ્ક્રાઇબ. ચાલ ભાઈ વરુણ, ફરી ચાલુ કર. ચાલ આવજો મિત્રો, જુઓ તમ તાર વિડીયો.
Your introductory paragraph must contain these three things logically sequenced. Okay, the very first part, find out what is stated in the essay question which you cannot deny. Find out. This is the very first thing. Second, after finding it out, rephrase the question. And in the last, tell the examiner what you will write or what you will cover in the essay along with your opinion if asked. These three things, students, has to be there. These are logically sequenced. You should sequence it logically, isn't it? So the very first part of introduction, find out what is stated in the essay question which you cannot deny. What is undeniably true? So let us find out. Let us read the question. In many countries around the world, young people decide to leave their parents' home once they finish school. This is an undeniable truth given in the essay question. This is a statement in the essay question which you can't deny, isn't it? So you first rephrase it. You have to rephrase it. They start living on their own or share a home with friends. So young students, once they finish up their schools, on the verge of their adolescence, they're leaving their parental houses in order to study further, or maybe like living with other friends, or to do some job prospects. So what we will do is that we will start the essay by claiming this undeniable truth. This will allow the examiners to understand that the student has actually understood and interpreted the essay question very effectively. So you can use various phrases, because it has become a trend, see, in many countries. So what you do is that there are various phrases. So I'll use one of the phrases which I use very frequently over the last few years. Isn't it? Over the last few years. There has been an increasing fashion or trend, let's say trend of now we have to find one synonym of youngsters. Young, that's, let's say, teenagers or students or adolescent youngsters. Let's write down adolescents leaving their parental homes, elders, family members. So let's say their family residence, either to pursue higher studies or to live independently. Now we have done this thing. We have actually reiterated what was the essay statement. Okay, right? Now we have to rephrase the question. We've done it simultaneously. Now this phenomena contains both the things. See, positive and negative. The question asks, is this a positive and negative development? Okay, so now what we will do is that we will club these two things, rephrase the question and tell the examiner what you will cover in the essay along with your opinion. Now in the last lecture, we have brainstormed all these logical arguments and we ended up getting more points on the positive side. So at that point we have decided that okay, we'll go with the positive development. So over here also we'll do that. The above phenomena contains both Now let's write down the synonyms of positive and negative. So let's write, we can write down pros and cons, merits and demerits, you know, benefits and drawbacks, isn't it? So let us write down. Contains both merits and demerits. And I believe the former means merits. Okay, the former clearly outweighs the latter, which will be elaborated further in this essay. So guys, see, this is your opening paragraph, isn't it? How many words are there? Let's find out. It is 51 words. So again, it falls into our length of, like range of 45 to 55 words. Now, this is an effective part. Once the examiner will look onto this, because this is the very first part the examiner will have his or her eyes on. So the very first thing the examiner will look is that, okay, the student has actually interpreted the essay question. The student has utilized a range of lexical resource, that is synonyms. The student has also used all the sentences in a logical sequence. Your CC is also maintained, your LR is maintained. Now over again, it is like a preparation, right? And the time-based preparation, so it has to be in present perfect tense. Yes, so the grammar is also correct. So in this manner you should write your introduction. So now we are going to start the paragraphs, body paragraph. We will write 2 body paragraphs which will justify both the sides, merits as well as demerits. But we have to keep this in mind that we have to write more points towards merits and lesser points towards demerits. Why? Because we have to justify our stand, which is on the merit side right now. Okay, so for the body paragraphs, I want to give you some explanation regarding the body paragraph, which you should understand it. Okay, see, these are some of the most important paragraphs of the essay. You can say that these 2 paragraphs form the core of your essay. They are the soul of your essay writing. Okay, so here what you have to do is that the examiner will check your ability, whether you can engage with the task appropriately or not. So here what is the task is, you to discuss both merits and demerits. Okay, that is positive and negative side, and then you to take a stand. Not only this, you to construct an argument or develop a discussion, right? If it is an argument essay, in this case it is a discussion plus argument essay, because first of all you have to discuss both the positive and negative sides, and then you would argue for any particular side. So you have to construct those arguments, you have to think logically. Not only this, you have to use a range of vocabulary related to a specific topic, which we have already done. See, these are some of the things. Okay, right? Then again, you have to use grammar for specific purpose. I'll teach you. Not only this, you have to link the ideas, explanations, and also you have to give the examples cohesively, right? That thing, it means that everything has to be connected, right? So these are some of the basic points of body paragraphs. Now, according to me, please start the body paragraph with the side which you disagree with. Here you disagree with the negative development. So for the negative development, you have to check the side. So like this, to begin with. Okay, so now you are disagreeing, and here we have brainstormed some of the points that they may find foul company. They may get like addicted to some of the vices such as drugs, alcohol, right? To begin with, there may be, because why we are writing this, there may be some adverse effect of the aforementioned practice of leaving the parents' home or parental homes for the students. So now we have stated that these are some of the adverse effects. There are some of the adverse effects. By writing this thing, we are making it sure, or we are making it easy for the examiner to understand that this paragraph is regarding the negative side of this trend, isn't it? It is very, very, very important for you people to understand this, that the whole paragraph must contain a centralized idea. It should not contain a mixture of ideas. Okay, so here the centralized idea is, I am going to write regarding the negative development of students leaving their parental house after finishing their schools. Understood? So we have actually paraphrased this thing. Firstly, you can write like this. Firstly, pupils, or let's say teenagers, we have to find out this thing over here. See, there are many things, you know, peers, teenagers, students, pupils, family members, isn't it? So we can use over here. For negative also we have written like this: cons, demerits, drawbacks, disadvantage, darker side, detrimental impact. Firstly, pupils may get attracted towards friends who can be considered considered bad or foul company. So we have stated this thing. Now answer this. This is because now you are actually stating it, you are explaining it, this point on a greater extent. This is because they may have already fallen for vices such as drinking, alcohol, gambling, or even taking drugs. Okay? Such type of evil company in continuity can hinder and brainwash the pupil's mind, and thus student may get deviated from future goals of life. Finally, now we are putting it in the final note. Finally, teenagers, comma, in the absence of their parents' love and care, may find it difficult to pursue what is right for them in the life ahead. So we are putting it very simple, isn't it? So this will be your body paragraph. It has to be your body paragraph, right? So we have actually used a centralized idea. To begin with, there may be some adverse effect of the aforementioned practice of leaving the parental homes for the students. Firstly, pupils may get attracted towards friends who can be considered bad or foul company. This is because they may have already fallen for vices such as
drinking alcohol, gambling, or even taking drugs. Such type of evil company in continuity can hinder and brainwash the pupil's mind, and thus the student may get deviated from future goals of life. So, in the nutshell, finally, teenagers, in the absence of their parents' love and care, may find it difficult to pursue what is right for them. This is the main thing, isn't it? So now we have done with the negative part and we have utilized only fewer points. Now we will write down the our side, the side which we agree on. On the other hand, in spite of few detrimental impacts, there are various promising aspects of the above trend. Now what we have done is that we have utilized some adjectives, few detrimental impacts. So I mean to say, I believe that there are lesser detrimental impacts. The negative impacts are less, few, in comparison with the more promising aspects. Okay. The most significant benefit of leaving parents' house after finishing schools is that, so now we have developed this thing. See, they become self-independent. Is that the pupil becomes self-reliant in terms of daily household chores, responsibilities, and duties. So this is the first point. For example, now let us prove this. For example, a person or a teenager living independently has to do all the household chores by themselves, as there will not be anyone who will accomplish these tasks. Moreover, so we are putting it a point. See, moreover, now we'll do like this. These small duties will make them aware of the importance of money and time, which would not have been possible at their parental homes. Due to this, they will become more matured. See, we are writing like this. Okay. And develop better understanding of the outer world. Not only this, their parents, now relieved of their nourishing duties will find more time let us right. Okay, not only this, the parents, okay, now being relieved of the nourishing duties will find more time to pursue their individual hobbies and creativity, isn't it? So what we have done is that we have actually developed 2-3 ideas for the positive side. Okay, we have developed 2-3 ideas for the positive side. So see, we have done how many words so far? So far we have done around, 250 words, 296 words to be very precise. Now what we will do, we will actually write the concluding paragraph, right? So in the concluding paragraph, what you should write is that, to sum up, while there may be drawbacks for the students in terms of bad company or deviation from educational goals, these must be weighed against innumerable positive outcomes for both the student and their parents. And I personally believe that the merits clearly outweighed the demerits of the above phenomena. Isn't it? So what we have done is that we have summed it up. While to sum up, while there may be drawbacks for the students in terms of bad company or deviation from educational goals, we have summarized these points, okay, which we have already we have discussed over here. See, isn't it? These must be weighed against innumerable positive outcomes. So again, I am utilizing an adjective, right, just to showcase my own side, which it is on the positive side for both the students as well as their parents. Okay, so now we've written all these things over here, isn't it? And therefore I am reiterating my stand, which I have firstly initiated on the very first paragraph, that I believe that the merits clearly outweigh the demerits. So here, see, so this has to be your essay.
સો ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, મને 100% ખાતરી છે કે આજનો જે વિડીયો હતો આઈએલ્સ એસેમાં A to Z ઇફેક્ટિવ રાઇટિંગ કેવી રીતના કરવાની તેના વિશે તમને પૂરેપૂરી જાણકારી મળી ગઈ છે. જે મારા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સને આ જે એસે છે એની પીડીએફ જોઈતી હોય તો નીચે કમેન્ટમાં પીડીએફ લખો અને તમારો ઈમેલ આઈડી જરૂર લખજો, જેથી કરીને હું તમને પર્સનલ મેસેજમાં પીડીએફ મોકલી આપીશ. અને હા ભાઈ, આ વરુણ ત્યાંથી ઈશારા કરે છે ભાઈ મિત્રો કે ભાઈ લાઈક કરો, શેર કરો, કમેન્ટ કરો, સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરો ને ભાઈ. આ સોશિયલ મીડિયા વાળા લોકો જીવ લઈ લે છે અમારો. તો જરૂરથી ગુજ્જુભાઈ IELTS વાળાની ચેનલને સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરો, જેથી કરીને જ્યારે પણ આવા કોઈ યુઝફુલ અને ક્રુશિયલ વિડીયોઝ હું લોન્ચ કરું ને તો સૌથી પહેલા તમને નોટિફિકેશન મળે. ઓકે, ચાલો તો આપણે IELTS ને કરવા જઈ રહ્યા છે ઈઝી, અને એ પણ આપણી ગુજરાતી સ્ટાઇલમાં. તો મળીએ પછી.